On May 13th, 2026, a woman by the name of Yulixa Toloza went in for what should have been a pretty simple plastic surgery procedure in an illegally ran plastic surgery clinic in Bogotá, Colombia. And what happened next is nothing short of horrific. This woman was picked up by her friends and was dropped off at this clinic where this procedure took place. After the procedure, there were some complications that came up. And at this point, the nurses in this clinic began recording some of the events that was going on. And for some reason, somehow, these videos ended up on TikTok.
Yulixa, mírame, yo necesito que tú me digas lo que te sientes, ¿ya? Aparte del mareo, el sueño, la náusea. Respira normal. No, así no respire bien. Porque te vas a dar cuenta.
Respire normal.
Porque te vas a dar cuenta.
Respire bien, Yulixa. Yulixa. Ey, respire normal.
Hiperventilando y no se está oxigenando.
No, acuéstese.
Acuéstate.
And in this video, Yulixa Toloza is clearly in distress. She is having difficulty breathing. Her skin is yellow. There's clearly something severe happening as a reaction to this procedure, which was lipolysis, which involves the removal of body fat from one's body. And at this point, this should have been considered a medical emergency. She should have been taken to a hospital immediately. Instead, what they did do was keep her in the clinic and overnight, in the middle of the night, put her in the back of a car where she went missing. Okay. The next day, her friends that dropped her off at this clinic, they realized that she was missing. At that point, they contacted the authorities, they contacted family members and let them in on what was going on. A little bit more research revealed that this clinic, this plastic surgery clinic, was running illegally and was being ran by Venezuelan nationals who were not licensed and should not have been running. It was basically a garage that was operating as an illegal plastic surgery clinic. At this point, Yulixa could not be found. The friends received text messages overnight saying that she was that she wasn't feeling okay, but she was going to stay at the clinic, to stay monitored by the clinics, the nurses at the clinic. And shortly thereafter, the phone went silent. It appeared as though the phone was shut off and no one could get in contact with this woman, Yulixa Toloza. When the authorities caught wind of this case, they obtained video surveillance of the exterior of the building, in which you can see two men dragging what appears to be Yulixa Toloza into the back of a black vehicle, which then drives off. Further research revealed that the Venezuelans that were running this joint were not only just not qualified to do this, but have been running this operation for quite a while now. They had a social media page showing all kinds of services that they offer, illegal services, of course. And I'm sure that Yulixa came across their page on social media and wanted a procedure done cheaply instead of going to somewhere more reputable, and ultimately led to what happened in this case. Following the release of the footage by the police, there was a countrywide manhunt for these individuals who were running this operation, and a lot of false leads came up. A body was found that was reported to be Yulixa Toloza. It turned out not to be her. And the search was on for this vehicle and those two individuals that were driving this vehicle. The vehicle was eventually found in the municipality of Los Patios, which is near the border of Santander, which resulted in the arrest of several individuals. Two of these were found to be the drivers of this car and were the purported individuals in that surveillance, which shows them dragging Yulixa into the back of the vehicle. These two individuals were arrested and interrogated by authorities, who then led the police to the body of Yulixa Toloza, which was found on May 19th, 2026 in a province called Cundinamarca, and it confirmed that she did not make it. Unfortunately, she succumbed to the ailments that she was going through. Unfortunately, she should have been rushed to a hospital. She was not. She was kept at the clinic overnight, where tragically she passed away. And presumably in that video where they show the two men dragging her to the back of the car, she's already deceased. Okay. This whole manhunt at this point was just finding the players responsible for this woman's death. It's such a tragic event. It's such a tragic event. The owners of the clinic, the plastic surgeon, the other nurse, and a few other people that were purported to be the owners of this clinic, fled to Venezuela, where they were ultimately found and arrested by local authorities there, and are now in the process of extradition back to Colombia to face trial for the death of Yulixa Toloza. This is such a tragic story. I think the reason why I fell down into this rabbit hole is the fact that this video came out on TikTok and I was following it in real time. I came across the video the day that she went missing and followed up until today, this morning, when I found out that last night they captured the owners of this clinic in Venezuela. The whole story is just tragic. That is why, if you get any kind of procedures done, you must make sure that the place you're going to is reputable, whether it's in the United States, in Colombia, or anywhere else in the world. You know, Yulixa's friends say that when they returned to the clinic was completely closed. Lights were off. No one was home. And someone made the comment about the fact that the clinic is located right next to a motorcycle garage and some kind of industrial warehouse or something like that. It looked very out of place and looked very sketchy. Despite all the red flags, Yulixa still went in there and decided to go through with this procedure, which ultimately led to her demise. I hope the owners of this clinic and anyone else involved face trial and justice for this poor woman who went in there for, I guess, this procedure to make herself feel better about herself and just to improve her life overall. I hope she gets the justice she deserves. I don't feel like anyone deserves to be put in this position in agony and face a death that's just tragic. It's just, the whole thing is just sad. All right. I wish I had better news. All true crime stories end in tragedy, but at the very least, it should bring awareness that these types of clinics operate all over places like Colombia, where laws are very loose and very little is being done to stop these clinics from operating, from my understanding. In the United States, we have very stringent laws. You have to have licenses, inspections, all kinds of stuff. And even then, you still have cases of people operating illegal clinics and plastic surgery clinics. These types of cases can happen anywhere. And I just wanted to cover this case because I found it to be fascinating. I felt compelled to share this story. I was enthralled by the whole thing for the last couple days. Now that it's reached its end, I feel like I had to get it out, tell someone else about it. That's just my way of letting go, right? So, yeah, this isn't like my other, I guess, true crime videos that I've made in the past. This is more of a quick rundown of what went down. But yeah, so thank you for watching. Be safe. See you in the next one.